मेरा नाम गुरप्रीत सिंह बावा है ਅਤੇ मैं टैक्सी ड्राइवर हैगा। सनी लियोनी ਨੂੰ कौन नहीं जानता है? एक पॉर्न स्टार है। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ XXX ਮੂਵੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਵਾਈਫ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਆ। ਫਿਲਮ ਐਕਟ੍ਰੈਸ ਹਾਂ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਫਿਲਮਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ XXX ਫਿਲਮਾਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪਸੰਦ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਹੁਣ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਸਭ ਫਿਲਮਾਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਾਰਮਲ ਲਾਈਫ ਜੀ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਹੁਣ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਲਮਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੰਗਾ ਕਰ ਪਾਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ।
Boys, no,
There's only one cosmic entity that unites all heterosexual Indian males, and that is Sunny Leone. The former porn star has replaced cricket, politics, and religion as the new national obsession. In 2014, she was Google's most searched celebrity in India for the third year running. She also dominated every YouTube list and is still the most searched person on Pornhub.com. Even Osama bin Laden was so obsessed with Sunny that he had a stack of her videos in his house in Pakistan. Can you imagine the most dreaded terrorist in the world obsessed with a porn star?
Those were some lines from my article on Sunny Leone. My name is Nemo and I'm a journalist for one of India's top web portals, India.com. I think Sunny Leone is amazing. When I was a little kid, the only reason I wanted a credit card was so I could watch her videos live. India came from the land of the Kama Sutra. We cared a lot about sex, but now we have imbibed 19th century Victorian morality as our own culture. We believe that what the British believed in the 19th century is what are traditional Indian values. Indian women are not supposed to talk about sex. Indians in general pretend there's no such thing. We have the second highest population in the world, but we pretend like no one's having sex. You don't even have sex education in school. In India, there are a lot of hot actresses. They wear skimpy clothes, but you can never go back home and see them naked. None of them have ever posed naked. And suddenly, here's an actress who is open about her porn career. You can actually see her sleeping with someone else. That's like the culmination of a childhood fantasy for most people.
I'm running a coal mining business in Indonesia, and I got into working very early when I was a graduate. I'm still continuing education. I'm going to Harvard right now, and Harvard Business School in Boston. Today was a youngsters' night, and Sunny Leone was dancing. That's why everybody's here. More than our youngsters' night, they're here because of Sunny Leone.
That's friends, friends of friends, friends of friends of friends. Everybody who's related to the friends and the cousins and the friends just to see her.
This is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. That want me, Sunny Leone, a freaking porn star, to dance and have a good time and be part of their celebration is insane. I'm not only on the videos on the other shelf, I'm also on the wedding shelf.
I mean, I have friends who didn't come here today because their wives won't let them. But so I think I have a wonderful wife. No issues whatsoever. She had no issues when I told her that we're going to call Sunny Leone for the performance. So it's fine. It's fine. I don't think today people relate to her with the career that she had before. Today she's as a porn star. So today she's pretty much a part of the Bollywood industry, and that's how everybody relates to her, and which is perfectly fine.
I was born as Karanjit Kaur Vora. I was born in Sarnia, Ontario, and I lived there till I was about 13, 14 years old. I moved to the US. I moved to California, where I was kind of like the loner kid who tried to fit in, but didn't in Orange County, because if anybody knows anything about California, it's a very difficult city to live in. So from there, I met an agent who said, you know, this is what I do. I walked into his office and he's got Penthouse, Hustler, Shari, all these like different magazines on his wall. He didn't have to cajole me. He didn't have to force me, or he didn't have to do anything. I walked in there not knowing who he was. To be honest, I didn't know what Penthouse was when I walked in there. I'd never seen a Penthouse magazine. I'd never seen an adult magazine in my entire life. I was 18, turning 19. My first job with him was to shoot for a movie called NoAngels.com. And I turned into one of the No Angels. And I kissed his neck and his ear and like slowly like inch my way to have him go inside me and then just ride it. In my whole life, my parents have seen me naked when I was a baby, and one or two other people in my life have seen me totally naked. And that's where I shot one of my first nude scenes. And I thought about it and thought, well, this is so much money. I mean, at that time, it was something like $10,000 to $15,000 for a week of work, and that's in U.S. And I thought, okay, well, how hard can this be? And I didn't think about my family. I didn't think about what was right or wrong to them. I didn't think what I was doing was wrong. I was making a living. This is more money than I could ever imagine that I would make all year long, working at a tax and retirement firm, working as a receptionist, and in the HR department, and the accounting department, and for one of the agents. My parents didn't have a lot of money. It's not that we were poor. That wasn't the case at all, but they definitely didn't like give us what we wanted. So I was always like trying to figure out, how am I gonna make money? How am I gonna figure out how to go to the store to buy candy? Both my parents were alive when I posed for Penthouse magazine as a cover centerfold. They didn't know about it because I pulled every local store around my house. I pulled all the magazines off the shelves and I bought them all.
My sister had called me on the phone, and she was all excited and, you know, telling me about everything that was going on. And she's like, oh my God, Penthouse, and asked me what my stage name was gonna be. And she's like, don't laugh at me, don't be mad. And I was like, no, what's your name? Like, what could it possibly be? And she's like, my name is Sunny. And I was like, what? What do you mean your name's Sunny? My name's Sunny. And she's like, well, I couldn't think of any other name. So that was the first thing that popped in my head. And I was like, that's freaking cool. Like, why not? You know, I don't mind. You know, but then later on in life, you realize that being around her and then in the industry, everyone's saying Sunny. And I'm like, what?
I stole his name. I told him that I stole his name. My mother wasn't happy about it when she found out who I was. They were like, why did you have to pick that name? Why did you have to pick a brother's name? I was like, I don't know, I just picked it. I have no idea. I don't know why I picked his name. I guess I like it too.
First of all, just to make sure everybody knows, me and my sister are like this. Nothing separates us. We've always had that relationship. You know, she showed me around, she introduced me to people, and she kind of always had my back.
When he was in college, the first few years, he's like, I need to make a couple extra bucks, so he signed some autographs and so I can sell them at my fraternity. And I was like, okay, but don't take anything less than $10 to $15 of a signature.
So I just turned around and started selling them to people. Because my buddies would be like, oh my God, give me a copy of that. Because I would have one. What I would purposely do is I'd put one on my wall in a frame, right? And people are like, oh, please give it to me. I'll give you 20 bucks. I'll give you 20 bucks. Sure, have it. Like, you know, you're my best friend. You know, give me 20 bucks. Next day, boop, another frame and another picture on the wall.
And I was like, okay, so you're making money off of me? And I'd be like, okay, fine. Taking Daniel to Sarnia, I guess he should know where I was born and raised. We are married. That would make sense, right?
Sure. It's always worth a visit.
I don't have butterflies in my stomach. I think I'm just excited. Like, just to show... I think I'm excited to show you everything. Because there's a part of my life you don't know.
Yeah.
My parents applied for American citizenship before I was born. And around the age of probably 11, they finally got the paperwork in to say, here's your chance. You can become an American citizen. When we moved across the bridge, we lived in a one-bedroom apartment. We definitely took a downgrade in our lifestyle. We took a downgrade on how we live. When we moved to Southern California, we moved into a small little townhome. And my father and mother both died in this small little house, where here, when we go to my house on Norfolk, it's a nice size family home. And there's my house. It looks so much smaller than what I... Down there. This was mine and Sunny's room, all down there. The TV, we weren't allowed to play upstairs because it was all white. My mother had an aversion to letting us play because she wanted everything to be spick and span. And on the other side was where my mom would cook food because, as you know, Indian food smells up the whole house. So she wanted the upstairs kitchen to be sparkling white. And the downstairs kitchen is where my mom cooked and where we ate. Upstairs was for guests only. It's such a small garage. It's so tiny. It feels really cool to be here. Makes you miss my parents. Makes me miss my parents. I can't even ask them questions about certain little things that I would love to ask them questions about. Why did you pick this town? Why Sarnia? Why not, you know, like, my dad's best buddy is in Toronto. Why didn't they stay in Toronto? Or his brother was in Toronto. Why did he not? The only thing that I can come up with is that my father was an engineer, and there's a lot of like industrial type, you know, places here that he might have, you know, had the opportunity to get a job faster for his family.
It was a land of flames and a land of snow, and they will build Ontario. A place to stay, a place to grow, a very airy area.
Oh, Canada has been wonderful. Sarnia is just a beautiful place. I love the winter storms, winter In fact, when my husband and we were younger, we used to go walking out in the snowstorms. When she was born, I remember holding her in my arms, and such a lovely child, beautiful girl. To all of us, she was Karan. The whole family was a joy to be with. They were very gentle, soft-spoken people. बहुत को आता है.
I believe that people here in Sarnia, the Indian community, do not want to talk to me or don't want anything to do with me because of my choices in life, because I chose to be a part of the adult industry. I think because of that, they just mentally cannot get past it. All of India, 1.2 billion people in India can get past it, but the people in Sarnia cannot.
Oh my, was I being recorded then? No, I wasn't. We were just talking. No. ਉਹਦੇ profession ਬਾਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਬੋਲਾਂਗੀ.
I would assume that they're ashamed. They're ashamed, they're embarrassed, they can't get past the idea when they Googled my name, what they found, probably. Or maybe they just, maybe like some of the men have Googled my name and found some things and maybe found it interesting. Who knows? Whatever floats your boat is fine with me. I don't really care. But the majority of those millions and millions of people would make me a part of their family in 1 second versus the people here who saw me grow up. Those people want nothing to do with me, but all of India would die to be a part of my family. For some reason, I have a switch in my brain that says, if you don't like me, I actually don't give a shit if you don't like me. I have a wonderful, beautiful life. Growing up, my family and I would always go to the Gurdwara, doing seva, doing so many different things. I guess the pole and the flag that's up, my father made that. He made that and he helped plant it into the ground. I don't have a lot of memories of my dad that are still standing. This is one of them. It just makes me miss him so much. And I don't get to see him, so I'm gonna tell him, Dad, I went back to Sarnia. I saw what you made. I saw his life started here in Sarnia. And now they're not here, so it sucks. What to do? I'm gonna go now. If I fall on my ass, don't make fun of me.
Back in action, okay.
Do you want to see my waltz jump?
Only if you don't break your neck.
Take it back.
No.
Just take it back.
God bless you.
Just take it back.
In your ventures, go.
No, you have to take it back or it'll break my neck.
Okay, don't break your neck.
No.
I meant, so do break your neck?
No, say I take
What
it
do you
back.
want me to say?
Just say I take it back.
I take it back.
Thank you. Things that I remember the most was just having fun. You were a kid and there's no worries. I miss those things. I hope that one day when I have children that I'll be able to give them that much fun because it's never going to come back. I want them to just be kids. I got that in life. My husband is my everything. He's my mother, my father, my confidant, my best friend, my lover, my everything. Everything happens for a reason. I married the most amazing man. I would never, ever in a million years have met him here in Sarnia. I am so glad that I've left this small little town. And even though at the time, you know, when you're 13, 14, I was devastated that I was leaving my friends, that I was leaving everything that I knew. But everything happens for a reason. I wasn't destined to stay here at all. I was destined to be where I am now.
The story of how my parents found out that I was in the adult industry. Through press, we were invited to come on to the Gary Garver radio show. We want you to come on the show, play a song from your new album, but you got to bring Sonny because it'd be great to interview both of you. So I said, okay, that sounds cool. So we get to the radio show and we're sitting in the green room and I told her, hey, I told my mom to tune in, and she says, what? You told your mother?
Excuse me?
Why would you tell your mother? I go on, I play a song, and I'm finishing my song, and Gary turns to me and he says, man, that was a really good song. I just have to know, what's it like to have sex with your wife on camera? And my jaw dropped. And I was like, what? And my phone buzzed. And I pull it out of my pocket, and it's my mother. My mother told, as a proud mother of her son playing music on the radio, all of her friends to listen to the radio show. Not the proudest moment of my life. So I read the text, and it's my mother, and she says, please tell me this is not true. So I get up, I leave the show, go in the car, I call my mother. She says, I don't even know what to tell you, and she hangs up the phone. Conservative Jewish mother, when they hang up the phone on you, is like a nail in a coffin. So bad, hurtful, like beyond hurtful. I knew I did something extremely terrible, but I know my mother will listen to this and she'll think this is not funny. But she says to me, I just have to ask you one question. Don't you think of me when you're about to do this? And I go, oh my God, no, that's disgusting. What the hell is that? And the ice was broken.
If you look at Sunny Leone's history, qua the press and qua her branding, she does two things. She always talks about her past and she always talks about her present in the form of her marriage. So she's not the available porn star. She's not the porn star who's messing around. She's very cleverly built for herself social acceptance through marriage. So when you have a woman who's saying, look, this is my past, but if Daniel Weber is willing to accept me as his wife, who the hell are you?
Sonny is Karen to me. Yes, Sonny is Karen to me. I don't call her Sonny. Sonny is a brand. Karen is my wife. Miss Karen, are you ready? Lights and action.
Hello, Mr. Weber.
Beautiful as always.
You look really handsome.
After you.
We're off to the Jackpot premiere. It's a really nerve-wracking night. We've invited everybody on our phone list to come, so if it sucks really bad, they're all gonna just kiss my ass.
And lie anyway, so it's gonna
that
be
it
good.
looks
Come,
good.
shut up, we're leaving. Come.
And if it's good, they're gonna still tell me it looks good, but what the truth is, I think we'll find out tomorrow.
All right, you're all
We gotta
out.
go. Let's go.
फोटो क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं लौड़े? मिलेंगे वो देखने को? हाँ?
जैकपॉट को डायरेक्ट किया है कैसात गुस्ताव ने. Sunny Leone, who was last seen in the film Jism 2, is back again to scorch the silver screen with actor-producer Sachin Joshi. But will the combination sizzle or fizzle? Sunny Leone plays the character of Maya. She is the reason why people will come to watch the film. इस फिल्म में हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे some steamy scenes from Sunny, but unfortunately that is at a bare minimum. Sunny की dialogue delivery is not up to the mark, जिससे उनका portrayal of Maya, the boss's sidekick, बन जाता है थोड़ा artificial.
Boss, why is Francis acting like उसके पास 5 crore है?
Bluff, baby. Bluff. नहीं तो उसका गेम खत्म. He's holding nothing but his lully in his hand.
It tanked. And it didn't just tank, it sank like the fucking Titanic. Into the bottom of the ocean. People hated it. And they didn't go watch it.
The brand endorsements started to slow down, the calls, the movie calls, future movie calls, scripts, events, everything started to slow down. Like
Falling on your face flat doesn't feel good at all. For me personally, it was really, really difficult because
I was like, okay, maybe we'll go to Brooklyn, I'll do my steel factory. My factory is a family factory where there's multiple businesses in it. My father has a business, my brother has a business, I have a steel fabrication business, and it's a huge factory.
Because I don't want to be done. I don't want to think of something else. This is what I want to do.
Maybe
February, the greatest song
of the year.
And
Number
that's
one on the charts.
in print, came out called Baby Doll. And that song, I have goosebumps. That song changed my life.
Yeah,
here.
we knew something big was going to happen with the movie because the songs dictate the movie so much. We have started to play the game better now, which is we've been more aggressive with projects. She has 7 movies signed, TV shows signed, and it will keep the next year and a half, 2 years solidly busy. And that is the game.
मेरा बेटा सनी के लिए काम करता है. जब हितेश की लाइफ में जब सनी का काम आया, बहुत अच्छा है. लक्ष्मी जैसे है मेरी बेटी.
Hitesh is a very, very special human being. I believe that Hitesh is such an amazing person because he's a reflection of his parents, which are amazing people. He's the one person that has my back no matter if I am right or I'm wrong. He will kick and scream and fight for me, and I know he will. He's the one that stays up all night making sure my clothes look perfect.
मैं भी स्कूल भूल ना गया हूँ. सनी को मैसेज कर दिया, कपड़े ले लिए, ज्वेलरी ले ली, स्टॉकिंग्स आ गए, स्टॉकिंग्स आ गए।
For some reason, this country has fallen in love with Sunny Leone and who she is, and I'm offered so many movies, it's ridiculous. I could sign them. I could sign a new movie every single day right now if I wanted to. That's how crazy it is. I can't deny the fact of my background, but even though it is me on camera in a bikini, or it's me in lingerie, or it's being sexy, that's going to be a part of every single film I do. I hate to break it to everybody, but that's just the way that it's going to be. Get used to it and get used to my body, because it's not going anywhere. At least, not for a while. Come here 1 second, please. You guys can come. The sponsor sucks.
Yeah. Are you gonna wait? Even though it's a sponsor, you're gonna waste more than anything time, because
I know. So
Hitesh can make the blue one.
हेलो बाबू, तू किधर है? वर्कशॉप पे है ना?
अभी वर्कशॉप पे है, वो इरफान को सब दिया हुआ है कल।
अब वो चलेगा, ठीक है, मैं अभी आ रहा हूँ, क्योंकि वो दूसरे डिजाइनर थे ना, उसने सनी दीदी के कॉस्ट्यूम बिगाड़ दिए। अभी हम लोग प्लीज बस करें, प्लीज, बिकॉज लॉट्स ऑफ स्ट्रेस इज गोइंग ऑन, एंड कैन यू स्टॉप राइट नाउ? तेरी माँ का हाँ, इरफान पहुंच रहा हूँ 5 मिनट। इरफान, बाबू बोल, बाबू बोल। हाँ बोल बाबू, काफी हो गया है बाबू, आज नाइट करना पड़ेगा वर्कशॉप पे। मास्टर को बोल दे, उसका कुछ नाटक नहीं चलेगा। चल। और इरफान, कुछ रेशम का कुछ लगाने वाला है तू? नहीं, रेशम वेशम मत यूज कर, डायमंड ही यूज कर। ये किसका मिर्ची बिर्ची सूख रहा है यहाँ पे? गिरेगा, ऐसा मत कर, ऐसा नहीं करने का। रेडी है सब? वसीम भाई, कितना टाइम लगेगा यार? 5:45 हुआ, 2 घंटा। वो उसकी स्किन बहुत सेंसिटिव है, स्किन बहुत सेंसिटिव है। तो वसीम भाई, मुझे डर लग रहा है, ये चुभेगा तो उसको। टच की जगह सब ब्लू ही है वसीम भाई इसके अंदर। शुरुआत आपसे ये वाला। चलो, ओके।
I worked so hard to fulfill this dream I have of making movies. I don't necessarily think of it as being famous. I just love acting. I love it. I know that I'm not trained in it, but I love it. I love being on set. I love pretending and being somebody that I'm not. I love it. I think it's the most amazing thing that you can do as an actor, is become something else and just be in that moment and be crazy or be happy or be sexy or be sad or all these different things. It's like a game in my head, and I love it.
In India, someone would pick up my shit. And here, I'm picking up dog shit. Dog poop. India is home. There's two homes. I live two separate lives along with, oh my gosh, I feel like I really am schizophrenic. I live two separate lives and I have two separate names. This is ridiculous. LA's home because my family is here. LA's home because my brother's here, my dogs are here, they're back there. But also LA's home because of this. Silence. My brother's not your typical Indian brother at all. He has brown skin, but he is very, very Americanized. He's a head chef at a restaurant, and he's never been judgmental about my decisions, ever. He was the first person I told when I posed for Penthouse magazine. And I don't know why I told him, maybe because I stole his name. I felt obligation.
She calls me up and she's like, I think I'm gonna get into the porn industry and, you know, whatnot. And I was like, and usually, of course, you're thinking that, you know, she's gonna be on camera having sex with some dude. And I was like, it was kind of gross. Like, I don't want to think about this.
He was like, okay, yeah, whatever you want to do is cool with me. Very relaxed, LA, California attitude.
A few months went by, but then all of a sudden she started getting more offers to do more and to do more. And then next thing you know, a year goes by and she wins Penthouse Pet of the Year. And that was one of the biggest days of her life, of my life. And then our parents kind of come in a couple of weeks later because, you know, she couldn't hide it. She couldn't hide it. Well, somebody in the family saw her on Howard Stern. All downhill from there.
I've known that I'm bisexual since I was about 13.
Right.
And just didn't put a label on it till I was about 21. We're both, we're both on our knees and we're both going down on him. And, he obviously finishes off in both of our mouths. And it was so hot. I love watching two people have sex. I think it's one of the most erotic, sexy things.
And even though you are
seen.
emotionally involved with this man, it does not, the jealousy thing doesn't come into play on
No, not at all. I'm like, bang her harder. Fuck that pussy fucking harder. Sorry.
The whole family knew in 24 hours to the point that my sister had no choice. She's like, oh my God, so-and-so just called me and said, they saw me on Howard Stern. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, okay, what are we going to do, Bob? What are you going to do? What are we going to do? And she's like, I have to tell them. I don't have a choice.
My parents found out who I was when I told them, which is exactly how I wanted it to happen. It was when I won Penthouse Pet of the Year in 2003. And I think I had the worst stomach aches all week from anxiety.
My sister's shaking. I'm kind of like nervous. My hands are clammy. Like, I don't know how this is going to go. She just lets it out. I'm in the adult entertainment industry. I didn't think it would lead to where I'm at now. And she started telling the whole story.
Mom, Dad, I won Penthouse Pet of the Year and I won $100,000. And I emphasized on the $100,000, hoping that it would sound like a lottery ticket. But my mother chimes in, like, after a lot of silence, you were naked? I don't know how it registered, but it did. And then she started crying and crying and crying. And my father, he's like, well, you obviously didn't consult us before you made this decision. The only thing that I can tell you is if whatever you're gonna do in life, make sure that you are the best at what you do. And it wasn't on the emphasis of me taking my clothes off, because no father wants that at all. No parent wants that. It was that, I think it was more on the lines of, you've made this decision, now own it and be successful. Don't get sick. Don't do things that hurt your body or hurt yourself, or I think they were worried about drugs. I think they were worried. The idea of sex, we never talked about sex ever in my household, only that it was bad.
All she wanted was just their support. Not necessarily to the point you're asking for somebody their blessing, just support me in some fashion. Not asking you to like what I do, love what I do.
My mother was extremely devastated. She was hurt. She made me definitely feel horrible about the decision that I had made. And that's why I had to just come to that one thing and say, look, this is how it is. This is how it's going to be. I'm not changing my mind. I don't regret it. And you need to just get over it.
Then you had the whole family they don't talk to her anymore. When my parents go over for dinner parties, that's what everybody wants to talk about. Drama, drama, drama. Your daughter does this, your daughter does that. So that didn't help. So the divide in the family started to occur, because then now my parents are shunned off as well.
Hello?
Mrs. Danjal?
Yes.
We've been commissioned to do a documentary on your niece. We're looking for family to talk to now that she's one of the biggest stars in India.
I don't want to talk about it. Thank you.
When I posed for Penthouse magazine, the first one, the cover centerfold, I got a lot of hate mail saying, you're not Indian, you're not a woman, you are a disgrace to our culture, you're a disgrace to our religion, you're a disgrace to every Indian person. You're reading all these nasty things that people are saying about you, and at the age of 19, it's not fun. Nor did I want to go through that again, ever. So that was my Penthouse situation. That's why when Big Boss messaged us to be on the show, I immediately said no.
I said, we're not interested. Thank you very much. Best of luck, blah, blah. Got another email. Listen, this is a presentation of the show. So we opened the presentation, and in it says viewed by over 50 million people. And I was like, what? Viewed by over 50 million people? I go, how is it even possible?
Namaste, India, and hello, Dunya. Welcome to Big Boss Season 5.
I spoke to them on the phone again. They said, you tell us what it's going to take to get her on the show. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's crazy.
So I turned to Daniel and I go, as a signing bonus, I won $100,000.
For us at the time, it was like
That
a
was
lot of money.
Insane amount of
For
money.
us, yeah.
Insane.
We had nothing.
I don't care who you are in life, but that's a lot of money.
We were doing a big show called Big Boss, which is an Indian version of Big Brother, and it does very well. And I think one of the names that was shortlisted and they had paid for as one of the contestants was Sunny Leone. And for whatever reason, the team developed cold feet and decided not to get her in. And we were sitting in a creative meeting and we were shortlisting new names. And one of the creative person told me, Raj, there's this person in the US and we paid her money, but we're not bringing her. I said, we paid her money, we paid her and not bringing her, why are we not doing that? And they said, she's a porn star. So I said, so what? Who are we to judge about anybody? And I said, are we going to show porn on television? They said, no. I said, are we going to show any nudity on television? They said, no. I said, are we going to do anything that breaks the law of this country? They said, no. I said, well, where's the problem? 2 days later, I got a SMS message saying, Sunny landing tomorrow night, media activated, everything under control. I've forgotten who is Sunny. So I said, who's Sunny? Because I've forgotten the name, right? And they said, Sunny Leone, the porn star. I said, okay, great. And then I Googled. And then I froze for a few seconds. I realized the magnitude of what was going to happen, what I had unleashed.
Credit to get Sunny into Bollywood should actually be given to my daughter, Pooja Bhatt, because it was she who kind of had the vision to cast her. Sunny had made a foray into the Indian landscape with The Big Boss. And The Big Boss had suddenly become the talking point of the so-called decent middle-class homes were now talking about this porn star who was actually very beautiful and very pretty, and he was just like us.
Pooja Bhatt called me and said, you know, we've been wanting to cast Sunny Leone for a movie, and can you tell us when does she get out of the house? So I dialed Mr. Mahesh Bhatt then and there, and I said, Bhatt Sahab, you wanted to cast this girl. Would you go into the house and interact with her? But the only difference is you'll be on camera. He said, can I do that? I said, yeah, you can do that. I'm the CEO of the company. I can do anything.
But when I went to meet her, I found her very vulnerable. And there was a little scared girl in her. In fact, shy. Yes, you can be a porn star and still be shy.
Rest is history. Mr. Mahesh Bhatt went inside the house. It also brought respectability to the show, and it brought respectability to Sunny Leone, because suddenly you had one of India's biggest, most well-known film director going and making her an offer on live television inside the house.
Do that. Louder. Why don't you try barking?
Barking.
No, that's not a good dog. A louder.
In life, and it's not true for Sunny Leone alone, for everybody, when you have success, everything is forgotten. That's reality.
She has succeeded, according to me. Of course, we all have miles to go. And I think you will see her in the front rows of the entertainment world for a long time to come. The only person who can write the obituary of Sunny Leone is Sunny Leone herself. India has opened its arms and embraced her.
If you haven't seen her YouTubes, please see them. Please see. It's obnoxious. Sunny Leone has enacted very nude scenes which do not behove a human being, not a woman or a man at all. I can imagine an animal doing it, because animal has no sense of right and wrong. To a huge extent, currently being revealed, pornography today is emerging as one of the catalysts or a trigger for rapists. My concern is the impact such pornographic acts have on society. And somebody else is a victim who's had no role in this. So the victim is invisible, but the victim is certain.
I know that a lot of fingers get pointed at me here in India when these cases happen, and it's absolutely disheartening and ridiculous in every way. Rape has been going on for centuries. It didn't get created when I got created. It was created before the internet. It was created before adult material was on the internet. Rape started centuries ago. Get it together. Like, it's something that's been going on for so freaking long. It's just now in your face because of the internet, because of television, because of people reporting it. I am not to blame for that. Pornography is not to blame for that. It's not my fault. Stop freaking blaming me.
Rice is rolling.
Let's go.
I'm nervous.
No, it's okay. Sunny, don't worry about it.
I don't know why I'm there's, it's like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. They're gonna press play.
A lot of producers will say, do I actually need her to act or do I need her to be seen? And when a producer says, I need her to be seen, the acting really doesn't matter. I mean, how many times you actually go home and say, oh my God, this is an inspired performance. You're actually going there to see tits and ass. Sounds crude, but that's the reality.
सनी लियोनी पहले क्या करते तो उससे हमें तो कुछ मतलब नहीं। फर्स्ट थिंग वो अपना काम कर रहे हैं, हम अपना काम कर रहे हैं, दैट्स द फैक्ट। वो भी मेहनत कर रहे हैं, हम भी मेहनत ही कर रहे हैं। उस हिसाब से उसका पहले क्या करती तो उससे हमें कुछ लेना देना है। और हमारा काम तो आज इनके साथ है, कल किसी और के साथ है।
I'll say for Sunny, who's going to argue with who you are? You either accept her or you don't. And as it stands, this hypocritical, as you put it, society has accepted her for who she is in all her honesty and beauty. She's been successful in what she's done in her past. She is being successful in what she's doing in her present, and I'm sure she'll be successful in what she does in her future. It's what she, as a personality, that what she brings to the table is what she has people gobbling up. She is such a hot favorite with producers and financiers and filmmakers, and clearly that's saying something for this girl. I mean, everybody wants a piece of Sunny Leone right now.
तो आप पूछ रहे थे कि मैं बॉम्बे क्यों आई। I wanted to be a part of film industry, one of the leading lady. तो मैंने सोचा, बचपन से ही सोचा कि अच्छा एक एक्ट्रेस बनने के लिए उसको डांस आना चाहिए। My friend has come. ठीक है, अब अपने कुछ व्यूज़ दीजिए।
तो एज अ डांसर मुझे इतना स्ट्रगल नहीं लगता, बट एज अ एक्टर इंडस्ट्री में प्रोड्यूसर से या डायरेक्टर से बहुत मीन्स कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ के लिए वो लोग पूछते हैं।
It's like, can you come to the movies with me? Can you come to
go bed with them?
Can you go bed with me? And can you drink booze? Be open with me?
हाँ,
Can you have open sex with me?
अब सोचिए, अगर फॉर्म ही आप अगर फिलअप कर रहे हो किसी कंपनी का है और उसमें आपको लिखा है, आता है कि अपना नेम लिखो, एज लिखो, वाइटल स्टेटस लिखो, एक्सपीरियंस लिखो, सब येस नो टिक मार्क के होते, फिर लास्ट में रहता है कॉम्प्रोमाइज़, येस और नो। वो भी आजकल एक ऑप्शन आने लगा है। उसमें मैं सोचती हूँ, अरे यार ये क्या है। मतलब योर टैलेंट, आपका टैलेंट धरा का धरा रह जाता। नो मैटर यू हैव लर्न मार्शल आर्ट, नो मैटर यू हैव लर्न डांस, नो मैटर यू हैव असिस्टेड टू द कोरियोग्राफर्स, नो मैटर यू हैव कम ओवर हियर, यू हैव वर्क सो मच ऑन योर बॉडी, योर लुक, योर पर्सनैलिटी, यू हैव इम्प्रूव, लेकिन सब बाजू रखा हुआ है इफ़ यू कांट गो बेड विद देम।
ये हर प्रोड्यूसर की डिमांड क्यों होती है कि जो मेरी फीमेल आर्टिस्ट है
वो मुझे हर तरीके से चाहिए. मुझे उसका होल भी चाहिए, सोल भी चाहिए, बॉडी भी चाहिए, सब कुछ चाहिए. जैसा कि मुझे पता था कि सनी लियोनी एक पॉर्न स्टार है. उसका नेचर इतना अच्छा था, उसका सब कुछ इतना अच्छा था कि we forgot that who is she and where she has come from. But we feel so good with her. Of course I want to be a Sunny Leone. वो आज के टाइम में कितने लोगों की इंस्पिरेशन है, ठीक है. वो एक स्टार है जो हम सब यहाँ पर बैठे जो हैं, हम सब बनना चाहते हैं स्टार. We are very lucky that we dance beside of her, but we also want to take that position. ठीक है, उसके पास सब कुछ है, उसके पास फैंस फॉलोइंग है, घर है, गाड़ी है, बंगला है, एक प्यारा सा हस्बैंड है, अच्छी फैमिली लाइफ है. She gets everything.
Yeah, even I can go to any extent to become a Sunny Leone. Husband भी चोरी कर लूँगी.
Yeah, I think I can go to any extent to become Sunny Leone.
An X-rated film is a movie with hardcore sex. Our movies are very couples-oriented, but there's always sex because that's what we do. Vivid Entertainment is an adult, a production company, so all of our content is X-rated. In 2005, Sunny came to Vivid. She had a meeting with Steven, who's one of the owners of the company, and she was unlike any of the other girls that we've talked to. She came prepared, she had a portfolio, she knew what she wanted, she knew what she was worth, she had a career path. At the time, she was working with girls and she loved girls and she wanted to be in the movies. Steve and I actually have talked about this. She was so beautiful that she did not look like she should be coming to Vivid for a job. When she first came to work with us, she had a boyfriend, and so he did a few movies with her, and then they broke up, and she tried to do one movie with guys in the business.
On a particular day, out of my own natural, I guess, inside dreams that I would work with Sunny Leone one day, it came to fruition. Porn star Sunny Leone meets porn star Tommy Gunn, and they both have porno sex on camera.
I wasn't in the adult industry. I was with my family in a factory, and when I met her, she was contracted with Vivid Entertainment, and she still had one more movie to make with Vivid, and I thought that it was a little strange, like, okay, the girl that I'm going to date is going to go shoot a movie with somebody else, and we both agreed that we're just way too conservative and we're dating. That would be really weird.
We were head over heels in love with each other. The idea of doing all this.
I said I couldn't take it. There's no way. I said I'm not from that world. She had one more to shoot. She said she had to fulfill the contract with Vivid, or she can just cancel it and give the money back. And I said, I'll just shoot the movie with you. And
I said, hold on a second. I was like, hold your horses.
She's like, I don't think you understand what you're getting into. And I was like, who's going to see it?
It's a lot easier for girls in our business, let's just say, than it is for guys. Men have to be able to perform for long periods of time and have to be able to finish on cue. When somebody says, wrap it up, they have to wrap it up.
You should tell what happened.
Hold on.
It's actually quite funny.
No.
Yeah.
That's too explicit. So.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell the tame version, the rated R version. So, we're on set having sex, and the director tells Daniel, okay, Daniel, tell me when. Just so that I'm ready when, the magical moment's gonna happen.
He's like, yeah, when? And I was like, no, that was when. And he's like, what? He's like, dude, you can't just do that. I was like, I don't know. I was with my girlfriend. I was like, having fun. He's like, you ruined the whole movie.
And about the time she started doing movies with Daniel. She wasn't doing that many movies anymore. Then they started Sunless Productions, which is their adult production company.
Somebody that we knew put in our mind.
Said, well, you guys should just start a production company. So I
Just
said, listen.
dropped the idea in our mind.
I said, listen, I sell steel displays. I can sell pornography. It's all the same shit. Who cares?
We did a distribution deal with them, which is still in place today. And Vivid distributes their movies. So they shoot their movies and they have to...
So we shot our first movie. We had no money.
Zero.
We took out money
From
against the credit cards to pay for it. But we took $25,000 against the credit cards and we shot our first adult film. And then we ramped it up to shooting 2 movies a month as a company, but not us in it. We stopped after like the 3rd or 4th movie. We weren't in any of the movies anymore. And then we would put it as directed by Sonny Leone, and that's the way it stays. And we still do that.
The moment that we started our own production company was my exit strategy
Yeah. And that was
of
in
working
2008.
in adult films because it wasn't something that I wanted to keep doing.
I got plenty if you guys are good.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're done. Let's discuss the fact that if my daughter, when she gets older, decides she wants to be an adult actress. Now, I would say to my daughter, that's fine, let's discuss this, because you can actually make a living doing this, and you can parlay this into a real legitimate business. Case in point, Sonny Leone. If Sonny Leone just screwed a bunch of guys and a bunch of girls for the 10 years she was in the business and ended up with nothing in the end, then all she did was fuck a bunch of guys and screw a bunch of girls. And that would piss me off as a father. But if you made $1 million and then we could take that money and invest it, parlay it into some legitimate business where you could actually have a real chance at a real, serious future, be a business owner, property owner, whatever you're going to do with the money, but you gotta have the money when you're done doing this. Otherwise, all you did is fuck a bunch of people.
But there's still a stigma that nobody from the porn industry can act, and that's bullshit. I would love the opportunity to go to India and be in Bollywood productions. I understand from a production standpoint, they're the top in the world who produce movies.
Daniel and I believe in a monogamous relationship. We believe in the idea of just being with each other, no outside anything.
And we get asked this all the time. People assume from our background of the industry that we come from that we are into this
Swinger type of lifestyle.
Yeah. They ask if she's a prostitute or she's an escort, and I'll go, what would make you even assume that? Because we were both in the adult industry? But for us, it's offensive.
For us, there's no
offensive
gray
to us.
line. It's very black and white. I love him. He loves me. I don't want to have sex with anybody else. I don't want to be with somebody else. I don't want to go on a date with someone else. My whole world revolves around Daniel. I got out of my relationship in December. Daniel was getting out of his relationship. January, we met. March, my mother died.
So the first time I met her family was at her mother's wake.
Other than my mother having an issue with drinking, there really wasn't a lot of other things that happened in my house that were traumatic or that were upsetting. Of course, we always wanted her to stop.
She drank a lot. She was, we'll say, an alcoholic as us growing up my whole life, our lives. She drank, but she never missed a day of work. She went to work every day. She made dinner every day. She supported us every day. She took us to school every day, soccer practice, this practice. So it never really got in the way. Then as soon as the whole situation with finding out about my sister and what she did really kicked in, and it didn't go away anymore at this point. She was a full-blown alcoholic in that sense. She drank every day, said from starting in the morning till nighttime, and that created a lot of animosity in the household, with my father as well, because we were all trying to make her better. That kind of led up to 2008 when she went into a full seizure, just the plate went flying 5 feet in the air, she just seized. And so I'm freaking out. Everyone's freaking out. I'm not freaking out as much as everybody else. My dad's like running over like little sad. She came out of the hospital and she started doing wonderful. She stopped drinking and everything like that. She went a few months like zero drinking and stuff like that. Once again, as soon as my sister was mentioned in what she does, she would start up just like that again.
I watched my mother die in front of me. I came home so pissed at myself because I was working that day and I should have been home and I wasn't. It's probably my biggest regret in my life, is not being there for family. And I asked my mom if she was in pain, and she said she was in a lot of pain. And I gave her last dose of morphine, and she went to sleep. And it was horrible. I sometimes wonder whether that last dose maybe, I don't know, killed her? I don't think that I did that, but, you know, she died right after.
It was a natural course of the way it was meant to be. You know, she didn't have anything left, and so it's okay though. You know, you let her. I'm gonna breathe for 1 second.
The next traumatic thing was finding out my dad has cancer. Last time I got to spend with my dad was in San Diego, on the beach. And he came out, and I told him, oh, I'm gonna have a couple other friends there, Dad. And he's like, that's fine. I go, but they call me Sonny, Dad. Is that gonna be okay, or is that gonna be weird? And he's like, no, I just wanna spend time with you. Sorry. He was all bundled up in a leather jacket because he was so cold. And it was summertime, but he was just so sick. And sorry. So he came out, we had a wonderful afternoon, and then he went in for surgery. And he had complications during surgery. 3 months later, July 26th, he was having internal bleeding, and the surgeon refused to do surgery because he would bleed out on his table and die. So between my brother, Daniel, and myself, mainly me, again, had to make the decision to say goodbye. And it's the worst. Because you feel like you've killed them. But I had no choice. I scattered both my parents' ashes in the Ganges, which then leads to the sea. So I believe that a part of my parents are a part of the sea. So I go there to ask for their blessings, because it's the only place that I can go that I know they're physically a part of. Their ashes are a part of. I go there and I ask them to bless my movie, to bless me, to keep everyone that I know and that I love safe and happy. And I give them flowers because they love flowers. It's just that simple.
हाँ अभी
Then I need to go home.
बस ना हाँ सुबह हाँ बस
Oh, minute lines. कहाँ?
I got a call, then I spoke to Bobby Khan, who's the director of the film. And, his first question to me was, are you fine working with Sunny? So I said, yeah, why not? As in, I don't have a problem. He said, no, because most people have. See, my only restriction in films is kissing on screen. That's one thing which I think that's too intimate. It's something where you are sort of touching the souls.
Cut. Cut.
First night of day?
Half the industry are calling me to get Sunny on board. Literally. That means he can carry a film on own. They want to come here to Rajasthan where we're shooting with the bags of money. Can we sign? I said, no, you can't come.
I fit in with my fans. My fans have been really supportive. My fans love me. They've been with me for the last 14 years of my life. They've watched me grow as a person. They've watched me grow as an actor, as an entertainer. But as far as the film fraternity goes, I'm not really a part of it. I think that they're very curious.
They all want to know, who's this Sunny? What's she all about? She's the, she's this, she's that, every name under the sun they've called me, whatever it is. But I'm not a part of their group. Today's the whole princess look. I'm so excited. I won't be looking like this, but I'll be looking like a princess. I don't know what my legacy would be. I don't look at myself and go, oh my gosh, I'm the greatest actress or dancer or even an adult. But one thing that I was good at was turning a quarter into $1. My theory was that if I'm going to take my clothes off for the world to see, then I want to make every single penny. Why should anybody else? That's what I was good at doing. If one day I had a little girl or a little boy and they came home from school and said, Mommy, Daddy, this kid's from school told me who you are, is it true? I think I would just say the truth. Mommy made some choices in life that were her choices and decisions that made sense to her, which were to be, if they brought up the idea of adult, which would be to, I don't know. I'm so confused. I have no idea. I don't even know. The individual that I would raise and I don't know. This is such a hard question. I have no idea. I don't even know. I wouldn't even know where to begin, maybe. I don't know where to begin now. And I don't even have a child.
This is all for Sunny. Sunny is now expensive and famous.
Sunny Leone, I love you. Hanu Punjabi nu ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਾਣ ਹੈ।